We have big news. We have exciting news for you. Tell them what it is, Sareena.
We are super excited to announce that we are starting our first membership this January 2024.
Yay! Membership.
So we're excited to let you know that we will be hosting a monthly membership where when you join, you will be
with us live in a Zoom room once a month for a workshop like we just hosted. It's going to be a workshop like that, one topic each month, a different topic. You might even help us come up with the following month's topic from inside our membership. Super excited to meet you. It was so fun meeting a few of you in our inaugural workshop. So we're really looking forward to that.
And when you are a member, you will also be receiving a monthly newsletter where I'm going to be a little more intimate and I'll be sharing the things that are working and the things that aren't working for me.
Yeah, like taking a tool that you've learned from the podcast and how you're implementing it and how well that worked, or maybe if it didn't work. And then Amma can put in my 2 bits worth. We'll see how that goes. But a membership newsletter and a membership live Zoom room workshop starting in January 2024. You can sign up through our Patreon link in the show notes, yeah?
Yes, everything will be in the show notes, and we can't wait to see you there, listeners.
We can't wait. Yay! I'm super excited, and I'm really actually very moved that we've been here, Sareena and I, every week for a year. And we've added Fridays recently. And that our voices coming to you in your ear can make a difference in your life as a mama, as a parent, and make a difference in the lives of your children. And that really actually deeply moves me. And I'm really honored to be here with you every week. Hey, Mama, welcome to the Nurturing Parent Podcast. Do you want to end the constant battles for bath time? Do you find yourself emotionally exhausted at the end of the day? Do you wake up with big hopes for a smooth day of fun with your little ones, only to face an early morning meltdown because you peeled their banana the wrong way?
Silly you.
Silly you.
Hey, I'm Sareena. I am a mama of 2 little ones, and as a new mama, I constantly questioned myself. I wanted to make sure I was raising respectful kids while also building a strong bond with them. But I discovered that I had to unlearn my ideas that punishment was the way. With Amma Lisa's encouragement, I've been practicing a respectful and gentle parenting approach, which is strengthening our bond as a family.
And hi, I'm Amma Lisa. Amma means grandmother in Icelandic. I am a mama and an Amma. And I have over 40 years of experience in childcare and parent coaching. And I am so excited to share the knowledge I've gained over these years with you.
Together in this podcast, each week we will explore some easy to implement skills you can add to your parenting tool belt to help you create a happy, thriving family.
Well, hello there. We are really, really excited today to be here with you because today is a very special day in the world of the Nurturing Parent Podcast. Today is our first birthday.
Our first birthday, 1 year, and it's funny, the day of recording, it's also your daughter's birthday.
That's right. That's right. That is very interesting that happened like that. But I'm super excited, and I'm really actually very moved that we've been here, Sareena and I, every week for a year. And we've added Fridays recently. And that our voices coming to you in your ear can make a difference in your life as a mama, as a parent, and make a difference in the lives of your children. And that really actually deeply moves me. And I'm really honored to be here with you every week and to share the wisdom that I've gained over the decades that I've been working with children and their parents. So thank you. Thank you for being here with us. So we wanted to give you an overview, right? We wanted to
Yes.
give you an overview. Did I make you cry? I'm crying. I'm not crying. You're crying.
I did not think I was gonna get emotional.
Well, when I was like, yeah, I'm so excited. And then I'm like, and there's something underneath the excitement that is really deep. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good at talking when I'm crying. But I'm grateful for you coming into my life, Amma, and just teaching me so much about being a good mom to my babies. And
Mm.
I've learned so much here. And I really didn't think I was gonna cry at all. But us making this has really impacted my life as a mom. And to think that we've been here for a year, a whole year, we've never missed 1 week. And we've heard from moms that we've been able to help. And this podcast has just helped me so much. And
Mm.
I'm happy that we can help mothers, because when I became a mother with my first, it was kind of lonely. It was lonely. It was during the pandemic. And it was
Mm-hmm.
very isolating, and it was not easy. And after starting our podcast, the family started growing, and we became a family of 4, and I was nervous about that, but really it's been such a beautiful journey. And it's thanks to this podcast that I've been able to be such a patient, loving, nurturing parent for my 2 girls and my husband as well, because he listens and
Mm.
he's learned a lot. So
Okay, now I'm crying. This has always been one of my passions in my life, is to support parents in being the best possible parent you can be. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to blow it, and that's normal and natural. And there are certain things we can do, certain ways we can communicate, just little differences that we can bring into our worlds that are going to make a huge impactful difference. And it sounds like you and hubby are taking on a lot of what we're talking about here, and that it is making that beautiful difference in your family. And I'm so happy every time you share something with me about what you've learned and how it's gone. So
yes, every single night, me and my husband talk about what lovely daughters we have. And it's definitely because we've been doing a great job as parents. And sometimes we forget that. I'm just like, how did I get so lucky to have such a wonderful daughter? And daughters. But
mm-hmm.
it's also been thanks to all the tools that we've learned and us doing a good job. And it's the most important job, being a good parent for our kids, so that they grow up to be good people, good neighbors, and good
Mm-hmm.
parents to their kids as well. So I think what we're doing is so important. And to know that we've been growing so much in these past few months and reaching more mothers has made me feel very, very proud of us being able to start this and be that help for another mother in need.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think I think it's beautiful what we have here. Not to brag.
And well, yeah, I mean, I don't actually think bragging is a terrible sin. I think that being proud of something that one feels good about is is actually healthy.
Yeah.
We can feel proud about something when we get the reviews that you write to us and they say, I was feeling so alone and now I'm not so much. And, I love your podcast because it's helped me learn not to say no all the time. And I realized how much I was saying no. That was after one particular podcast. And, that we're making that difference and we feel good about that. I think that's a beautiful thing, actually.
Yes. So thank you. And thank you to all the moms that tune into us each week. It means so much. It means the world to us,
Mm-hmm.
and we're beyond grateful to celebrate 1 year here with you.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and tell them where we started and how we met and how we got started? How did we start on this journey? Sareena lives on the East Coast of the US, Long Island, New York. I live on a teeny tiny island on the West Coast of Canada. So we're in two different countries across this huge continent on the opposite sides of this huge continent. Sareena is a 20-something-year-old young mama of two. I am a grandmother, and today that we're recording is my daughter's birthday, and she's in her late 30s now and has two half-grown grandchildren, children who are my grandchildren. And so we come to this podcast with such difference and such a variation of backgrounds of who we are. So go ahead, tell them.
So it was kind of like a blind date. All we knew about each other was that we had a passion for parenting, and we met on this online program. We both knew that we had a passion about parenting, and so we went on a blind date on Zoom.
Yeah.
And we just were so aligned. We were so connected. And we were like, let's start this podcast. So maybe we met a year and 2 months ago.
It was at the end of August, at the very end. Our program was ending. It was a 3.5 month program ending in like the middle of September. And we met like in the third week of August or something.
Yeah.
And we aligned so quickly. And I remember in that very first conversation that both of us, you talked about that loneliness that you just mentioned. And of course, the pandemic increased that. But I felt lonely as a mama too. And I lived in a very close knit, small community in this little island that I live on. And that loneliness, that feeling of, where is our village? Like, and so we came to this whole connection around, yes, we really do need a village to raise our children in. That quote, it takes a village to raise a child well. And so that became the first name of our podcast.
Yeah.
We are the Village Parenting Podcast. And we have recently, just in early October, changed our name and rebranded and everything. And we'll talk a little bit more about how we came to that change. But I wanted to say that the village, the idea of us together, you listener, me, grandma, Sareena, mama, we, all of you listeners, we are the village, is the foundation of what we bring to you.
So once we realized we were so aligned, we were like, let's do this. And that's how this baby was born. And I learned all the back end technical stuff, and Amma has so much experience and wisdom from her past decades of parent coaching, teaching, and childcare. So we kind of just jumped into it. We learned to start messy. So that's what we did. And we started November 22nd, 2021. So one of my favorite parts about this was when my family was growing, Amma got in touch with her friend Sharon, who is a midwife and a nurse. So she came on to our show, and we did the 5-part series to get me ready to have the birth experience that I wanted. And it was such a beautiful experience compared to my first time. And I was able to have such an empowering birth experience thanks to Sharon teaching us everything that she did in those 5 episodes. And if you want to look back and find that, that's starting at episode number 23, and it's 5 parts. And then after that 5-part series, I did share my birth experience, which is a 2-part series.
I was just so happy for you, Sareena, that, having Sharon, this veteran of 50 years, she's been doing midwifery, and having her come and share her knowledge with you actually made that difference for you. Like that's that's what's so magical about this whole world of podcasting is you can just listen to people that have wisdom and it can change your life, so beautiful. I guess so that was something that you gained, and you've talked to me also about other things you've gained from the podcast that we are imagining are going to be impacting other mamas as well. And we're hearing from some of you listeners that it is impacting you. So what were some of the other things that have shifted for you, I guess, in this past year of working together on this?
Well, our focus is gentle, connected, respectful parenting. And coming from a Hispanic family where there's not much respect for the little ones and it's all punishment style parenting, this year has been a lot of unlearning punishment. And because before I had kids, I was like, I'm going to do cry it out, I'm going to do timeouts. I was raised on spankings and it taught me what my dad wanted me. It got me to do what my dad wanted me to do. So that's what I was gonna go into my parenting with, punishment and being just like my father.
Right.
Thankfully, because of this and knowing better than that, I've been able to unlearn all of that. And some of my favorite tools are connection before correction, which is the total opposite of where I thought I was going to go.
Mm.
And to hear more about that, that's episode number 45. Also, timeout does not work, episode number 32.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my husband's biggest takeaways was to change a mood, not a mind. He's really good at that. So that's one of my
Mm-hmm.
weaknesses, and he picks up on that. So he's really good at stepping in there and changing the mood, and he's very good at getting into that playful mode. So he's listened to us and he's learned.
That's a direct quote from a child psychologist called Dr. Haim Ganot, and you'll hear me say it often. Change a mood, not a mind. And I love, first of all, I have to say, I love that your husband listens to the podcast, because when I have taught the program that I taught for many, many years, it's a 7-week course written by other people, not myself. But when I taught that program, I always gave huge kudos to any dads that came, because it's primarily the women that are like, okay, how do I do this thing called parenting? What do I need to do? How can we get away from all this craziness and this, this bickering all the time, or this nagging all the time, or everything, And so when the dads would show up, that was fabulous, because if you can both be on the same page with your parenting, that's going to bring a lot more peace and less stress into your lives as well. So yay for your hubby. He's on board with that. And I love that he has picked up on that particular parenting tool that is not one of your strengths. And that's the thing too, is that as you learn these tools that we share from week to week, you will find some that really resonate with you and you will use those. Other people who are using the tools, that might not do anything for them. They just don't get it. It doesn't work for them. They're not comfortable with it. That's fine. You just find the tools that work for you and you keep picking them up out of your tool belt and using them when you need them. And the other thing you'll find is sometimes a tool won't work that works all the time, and all of a sudden you try it and all of a sudden it's not working. It's like, oh, what happened? It's okay. That's why we talk about different tools every week, so that you've got a tool belt full and you've got other things to pull from, to draw from. So I love that. I love that you're both listening. Well, you're you're creating the podcast. I love that he's listening, and I love that you're both finding tools that work for you. That's super cool.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say that also learning these tools and how to get our kids to cooperate, how to get them to listen, and the tools that we share are ways to discipline. They're discipline that's not punishment, and it's allowing our kids to feel empowered. We're creating good humans. So even though I thought the spankings were working for me, it creates something inside of you that I didn't want for my kids.
Yeah, 100%. And that what it created in you, that punishment style parenting, what it creates in us is low self-esteem, low self-worth, questioning, am I doing it right all the time? Why do you think we question if we're parenting right all the time? Oh my God, am I doing it right? Oh, that was a terrible thing. We've got negative self-talk. We've got, just such a negative opinion of ourselves. And guess what, you guys? That sadly comes from being told to go and sit in the corner and don't talk to me because you're bad. No, no, little human, you're not bad. You, human, are not bad. The behavior that I just witnessed is not okay. And I can't let that happen. And I'm going to connect with you and let you know that we need to alter the behavior. But I'm going to let you know that after you've calmed down and I've calmed down and we're all regulated again, right? Like, there's such a difference in how that little human is going to feel when they're bigger.
Confident. They're going to feel confident. And that leads to a more successful person in the future as well. So maybe I didn't throw something after he put me in timeout, but I did grow up with very low self-esteem. I question myself constantly. And I definitely see how it has affected me now that I'm older, being raised on that punishment style parenting. So then we realized after podcasting for a while, we had to shift because what our focus is being a nurturing parent and really connecting and being present and loving and allowing our kids to show their feelings, accepting their feelings, acknowledging their feelings. And that's what we want as nurturing parents for our kids.
Yeah. And that's why a few different reasons, we decided to change our name, but it was so cool. One of the things I love working with Sareena love about working with you, Sareena, is that I'll have an idea and you'll have an idea. And then in our next meeting, one of us will bring up the idea and the other one will go, oh my God, I just was thinking we should change our name. Maybe should we change our name? And it's like, we are so aligned. It's just so beautiful. And yeah, we also wanted it to be something that mamas or parents who are looking for support could search and find us, the search. And so we were like, well, who are we? We are the village, but inside that village, who do we want to support you in being? And who are we? And it's really about nurturing. I love that.
So some episodes that really focus on those aspects of a nurturing parent are episode number 22, Hold Your Babies. We really want parents to practice being present with their kids. So some of those episodes are Distracted Parenting, episode number 8, Stop the Glorification of Busy, episode number 41, and Quiet Time, episode number 33. If you want to look back and listen, those are some goodies.
Yeah, we kind of thought we'd do a little bit of a, not quite a highlights reel, but point you to some of the core work that we've done over the past year. Because I know listening to podcasts, you don't necessarily go way, way back down the list of all the other episodes, but we've picked a few. I mean, there are so many more, but we've picked a few that we love that we think could make a difference in your lives. And then
we implemented Family Fun Fridays.
And that was another one, wasn't it? Where it was like, I think maybe should we do a second episode a week?
Yes,
and you're like, I was just thinking that. And I think we recorded it that day and we posted it like the next day. Yes. I think it was like boom, boom, boom. And so Family Fun Fridays, we are having I'm having so much fun. Are you having fun?
Yes, I am.
And I hope you are too, our beautiful listener. And there's a huge part of Family Fun Fridays that is actually about being a nurturing parent. And it's multifaceted. One of the things that I know is that when our children are engaged, I was going to say entertained, but I'm not going to use that word because a lot of people in this day and age Think that entertainment means sitting in front of a screen watching something, not so much for children. When our children are engaged with creating something with real life in the moment, whether it's singing a song, whether it's reading a storybook with a human, with their parent, with a grandparent, not being sat in front of an iPad to listen to a story, that's completely different. And when they're doing art activities or creative activities, like children are creative beings. We are born as creative beings. And when we can explore the physical world with color and texture and creating things that it's just, then our children are going to be happier sitting down in front of a movie or a song or whatever on a device doesn't bring the same level of fulfillment. So anyway, Family Fun Fridays have that element of being nurturing in that they're giving our children ways to express themselves. And of course, for me, the singing Amma, singing is massively important in the lives of our children. And there's a couple of different things. One is when if you're struggling with something, back to change a mood, not a mind. Bringing a song in, bringing a playful song in can change that mood in a minute.
And you taught me, Amma, to get comfortable with singing because that was very uncomfortable for me as a new mom. I always wanted to sing to my kids, but I didn't have the voice. And I was like, I can just put it on my phone and we'll listen to the baby Mozart album and that's it because my voice
Right.
is garbage. So let me not
Oh,
sing.
thank you
But
for saying that. I just wanted to point out to our listeners that you had this conversation with me a few days ago, and it blew my mind, actually. And the part that blew my mind was that for you, it felt uncomfortable when I would burst into my songs like I do in regular, not just the Friday episodes where I do teach you a song, but in our regular episodes where I'm like, if they're having a hard time putting their mittens on, just sing, Where is Thumbkin? Where is Thumbkin? Which, by the way, will be on this Friday's episode of the Friday Family Fun Friday. And I had no idea that that was uncomfortable for you. And I was trying to grapple with that and get my head around it. So tell us now again what you meant by it was uncomfortable. I know it had to do with I'm not a good singer and that whole piece, and you didn't grow up being sung to. You mentioned that, but tell us a little bit about what that was, because this was really intriguing to me. And
I guess the best way I can put it and how I told you that I guess maybe helped you grasp it was that it's like growing up not being hugged and then somebody goes to hug you and you're like, this is uncomfortable, that's weird, like no thanks. And you've helped me get comfortable with that, and now I love singing to my kids and I'm always singing the songs that you teach us on Family Fun Fridays, and they want to hear it again and again and again, and they get stuck in my head, and it makes me feel more connected to my daughter. And also part of it, sometimes we get distracted in the glorification of busy and the rush of everything, the rush of life, and sometimes we might not do something with our kid because it's like they're not going to remember, they're only 2 years old, I'm not going to do that, like they're not even going to remember this, but they're going to remember how they felt, and they're going to
yes.
feel loved, they're going to feel cared for, protected, and everything when we are nurturing, when we're singing to them, when we're present with them and not distracted because of the
Mm-hmm.
devices and the social media. I deleted my
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, by the way, mamas, and just putting it out there. I just hated getting stuck scrolling. And when the kids are like, Mom, 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 and we're just so in the zone of the phone, I did not like that. So I deleted my Instagram, and my focus now is to be super present with my kids because they're this tiny for such a short time, and then they get
Mm-hmm.
big and they get friends and college,
Yeah.
and I just really want to embrace this time while they're with me in the nest.
It feels like it will never end and you'll never sleep a whole night again. And you'll never have, the opportunity to go to the bathroom by yourself or anything ever again. And I will tell you, on my daughter's 37th birthday, when we are recording this, it goes by so fast. And I know you've heard that from other people, but oh my goodness, treasure these years in every moment that you can. And yeah, sometimes you're going to be pulling your hair out and weeping about it. And that's part of the ride.
Yep, that was me last night. Just super touched out, and I was exhausted, and I had a fussy baby and the other one wanted to cuddle, and my husband was there just snoozing, and they just wanted to be with their mama, and I was getting very frustrated, but it's the beauty of motherhood, and it's
the other thing is too, to know that in child development psychology that I took in college, these first 7 years are when your child will become the human they will become. We get 7 years, and those first 2 or 3 years, as we said recently in another episode, the baby's brain grows 3 times its size in its first 2.5 to 3 years from birth. That means so much of what they're learning. You sing to them, yes, they are learning. They won't remember necessarily, but they will have that energy in their body of their mama, their papa, whoever singing to them. And I still remember, you guys, I'm in my early 60s now. I still remember being sung to as a little girl. Not when I was 2, but you start now, and then those are their songs forever. I got to make my lullaby album soon.
Yes, you do, Amma.
Yeah, so there is a deeper way to get more information of, if you like what you're learning here, but you want more. In our show notes, there is a link for Calendly, it's called, and you click on that link and it'll open up a calendar and you can sign up for some coaching. And we would love to go deeper with you, and you can bring your specific stuff to us and we can help you really dive deeper into all of this beautiful world of being a nurturing parent.
We only have 4 spots open in December.
So jump in. So here we are, beginning our 2nd year together. So we invite you to listen back to the episodes we mentioned, to listen back to any other episodes, and to write to us and say, hey, how about an episode on this topic? Because this is my situation and I need your help, or I'm curious about what you would say about this, or is there something I could do differently? Like, please write to us. We are loving that. And we will, if you're comfortable, bring your question forward into another episode, as we did last week for one of our listeners. So yes.
And if you'd like to give us a little gift for our 1 year, we'd really appreciate if you can just drop a review, a 5-star review. Let us know what you think about our show. We're so happy that we've been able to spend a year with you. If you haven't been here for the full year, please listen to our previous episodes. We hope you gain.
Hey, I'm having an idea. You give us that for our birthday. You give us a 5-star review and tell us what the show has meant for you. And we will put all of those reviews, screenshot it, and
Instagram. DM. All our links are in our show notes.
Okay, good. Yeah. On Instagram or on Facebook, DM us your screenshot of your review, and we will put them all in a hat and pick one, and you can have a half hour with Amma.
Yes, a half an hour coaching call with Amma. Sounds awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Amma.
Yeah, my pleasure. I would love that. So thank you for being here with us for however long of our year-long journey that you've been here.
Thank you, Mama.
We love you.
Hey, Mama.
Thank you for being here with us.
Okay, how cute was that? Thanks for being here with us. Hit subscribe to get notified.
And hey, did you get anything out of this episode? I know I did. Show some love and send it to your mama friends to bless their day too.
And before you run and change that diaper, take 5 seconds and leave us a review saying how much you love us. You'll be helping other mamas find us. Did you know that? And hopefully find answers to the questions that are keeping them awake at night.
And if you screenshot your review and DM it to us, you will be entered to win a 1-hour coaching call at a discounted price with Amma Lisa.
I can't wait to chat with you. Come hang out with us in our Facebook group or on Instagram. Just click the links in the show notes. And you can direct message us anytime. We would love to chat with you.
We also have a buy me a coffee option for a fun way that you can support this podcast for just as much as you care to give. Just click the show support link in our show notes. Thank you.
This show.
See you next week.
This is